What's shaking, everybody? It's your boy King of the Golden State coming at you with a haul video from over the weekend. Yes, I did go out and did some running about, so I definitely picked up a lot of books, and I really didn't have too much going on over the weekend. I was kind of one of those things where I was like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna. I really don't have too much going on. I'm just a regular single guy. Like every nerd. Went out and decided to go check out, see if I could find some books. So first thing I did before the before the weekend started was I looked on Craigslist and I looked up, I went to I just checked up books online. Craigslist for me is starting to, I gotta be honest, I think Craigslist for me is starting to dry up. It's starting to, it's starting to get to that point where I think it's starting to become, the end of times in a way. So I don't know. It's one of those things, but yeah, I answered a Craigslist ad and decided to see what this one guy was selling, and he had a couple, in the pictures, well, yeah, it was a couple of pictures. He had a couple of rows of comic books, like 8 long boxes or something like that. So went by there. This was, keep in mind, I decided to go, this is like up north, so I decided to take the, like it was like a 2.5 hour drive. I was like wondering, is it even worth it? Let's give it a shot. So I said, all right, I'm gonna head on up there. So went up there. Guy wasn't really set up, but he started bringing out his long boxes because he saw me and he was wondering what I was there for. So I said, yeah, I'm actually here for your comic books, because the guy was selling like lampshades and like bric-a-brac stuff and all kinds of like junk around there that I wasn't really interested in personally. So he brought them out and went through them. The first box, you kind of have a feeling when you go through the first box, it's a sign of the times, because the books I went through in the first box were like nothing but Wildcats, and that was like a bad sign. Nothing against Jim Lee or anything like that, but like when you start seeing 90s stuff, you're kind of like wondering, this probably isn't going to work out the way you want it. Kind of did, work out okay. I mean, the books were like 3 for $5, and I was okay with that. Then sometimes my mind starts getting weird and start wondering like when other people come around me and they start showing up, I'm like, oh, my brain starts darting around, like, what if they find something before I do? And it was like some guy was there, like, who didn't really care about collecting comics. He just felt like going through the boxes, and I'm like, oh, God, what does this guy need? But I moved pretty fast, and this is what I picked up. So I picked up Spirits of Vengeance, number 6. That's where Venom shows up, I guess, in the issue. And I'm not sure if this is a spec book or not, or what, but I decided to pick them up. They're pretty cheap, 3 for $5. So I picked up a couple of copies. I picked up all his copies. They were sitting there, because who knows? So I figure I'd just pick up all 5. I figure, what the hell? And, because I was trying to fill some time. I mean, like I said, the guy had 90s stuff left and right. Like, he had a Green Lantern, number 49. Found 2 copies there, and I just like that cover. It's not really a key book. That's, again, like I said, 90s stuff. So it was like not really a key book. So I picked that up. Also picked up this was mostly 90s. Found this one, pretty sharp condition. That's Avengers 346. That's a first appearance of Star Force. This is I believe, a Sienkiewicz cover of the Incredible Hulk 295. Just a filler issue. I found him. I figured I'd just get it. It was there. I needed to fill out. I tried my best to make this worthwhile. It didn't work out. I hate to say it. Spoiler alert. Found a pretty decent copy there of Superman 75, Death of Superman, of course. I just like that cover, but like I said, I was just filling things out. So got a copy of Daredevil 323, guest starring Venom, and Fall from Grace. I thought this was the G.I. Joe Classic, but it turns out it's not. But it's just a regular G.I. Joe issue of 63. I picked it up saying, what the hell. And also picked up this Dark book. I'm not sure if this book has any special significance at all, but I just picked it up. It was cheap. I figured, why the hell not? And then also I found this. Good news is I found that inside that pile at Silver Surfer 34. Bad news about this is it's definitely a reader's copy. I mean, it's got a color break right there by the top left there. I mean, it's definitely a reader's copy. So that's like my third copy, but it's not in the greatest shape. It's got some spine ticks, but I didn't want to leave it behind. Also, didn't want to leave behind was this Ghost Rider number 28. It's still in the poly bag, so it's in some great shape. I think there's some kind of thing about that, but more on Ghost Rider later. I want to talk about the rest of this haul. So I got, also, I already have this, but, you know, whenever you see a classic X-Men number 1, you know, by R. Adams and R. Adams cover, you know, you got to pick it up. Why the hell not? It's a great cover. I love it. And I have one that's signed by R. Adams, but yeah, every time I see these, I always want to just pick them up and maybe consider getting them signed by Art. He does a great job. And yeah, so that's what I picked up from there. You know, I mean, so basically I went, yeah, in essence, I went 2.5 hours up north and got those. That kind of sucked overall, because you think about it in retrospect, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. So what did I do? Well, I looked around for other shops. I figured, you know, since I'm in this area, let me see if I can find other shops around here that might be able to do some good for me, because it was kind of a bummer just going up there and just finding, like, very, very little. And so, yeah, I decided to look around, and I did find another shop in the area, and I decided to go pretty much back in the direction towards home. So basically back to the Bay Area, to East Bay. But before I did, I stopped by the shop, and he had, you know, it was basically a gaming shop, and they usually had a couple of long boxes hanging around. And so I went through them, and I found a, I was hoping it was going to give me this thing for a decent price. But, yeah, it was X-Men 14. I think this is an upgrade considerably over my current X-Men Annual 14, which is like the first cameo of Gambit, and a really awesome Arthur Adams cover. So I went through his boxes, found that. He had like 5 or 6 others around here. Oh, my light went out. What in the hell? Huh. Hold on, guys. Time to do a replacement of the light bulbs here. But, boom. Gotcha. I got you, fam. So, he had those there. This one was, it was decently priced. I think he went off the internet prices. But he had about 5 or 6 of these copies, and I was hoping that he would let me have them for like super cheap, but he didn't. So, I mean, he gave them to me for pretty much like the market value of it, and I was like, all right, that's fine. You know, I didn't want to argue with him because the comics were so clean. So, picked that up. Also, saw this in that pile. It's a Solo Avengers starring Hawkeye and Captain Marvel, and I think this has something to do with I want to say Billy Barton. It's one of the Bartons that has an appearance in this. So I decided to pick it up. Gave it to me for a couple bucks. So it was nothing. Also in that pile, found my second copy of Incredible Hulk 92. This is the it's a variant edition, but it's a second print, and it was in pretty good shape. He gave it to me for a pretty decent price, so I was like, all right, I'm fine with that. Also saw this in here. I think this might be my second copy of Young Avengers, the director's cut. I think, I'm not sure, but it is a Young Avengers nonetheless, and it is in pristine shape. And you know, got that one for, you know, like pretty much I would say less than market on that, and I just love that cover. So I just took that off him. But also when I was digging through deeper, I couldn't help it. I saw these and I had to pull them out. Two of these 3 books I'm gonna show you next, I already have. One of them I don't, and I needed to get it because I needed it in my collection. This one I needed to get in my collection. Black Lightning, number 1. First appearance of Black Lightning. And yeah, it's a Rich Buckler cover. And yeah, I just, you know, it's not, you know, it's got a couple spine ticks, like 3 or 4 spine ticks on the side here. They're easily noticeable if you know, to the naked eye. But like, yeah, I had to get it, you know. I mean, for the offer he gave me for it, I was like, why not? Also, it's funny. Tim, my boy Tim from Lords of the Long Box, posted this video about this around the exact same time I bought this book because I found it. Great minds think alike, I guess, but this one was in there, Ghost Rider number 1, and I believe that's a Damian Hellstorm issue. It's yeah, and it's Ghost Rider in his own first issue series. And I'm really excited to just pick that up, especially for a cheap price. I mean, it's got a spine ticker too, but I think this one get pressed and clean. I think this is a color break right there in the line, probably. And yeah, the guy had them in these weird poly bags that were like oversized, and I was like, dude, what are you, a savage? So I had to take them away. I had to get these, you know, away from that guy's shop, because if I go back home, I'm gonna kick myself why I didn't pick that up, or why I didn't pick this up either. And that's Batman and Robin, or Batman 232. Yeah, first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. This is also my second copy of this issue. Yeah, I got this one for, you know, of course, you know, for a pretty good price. But, like, it's got some spine roll issue. You know, the corners are kind of dulled, you know. And, I mean, but the rest of the book is solid. I mean, like, all it needs, I mean, honestly, all it needs to do is get cleaned, pressed, and get the spine roll out. And it's got a little smudging, and I don't know if I don't know if it's a rusty staple or not, but I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up and straightened out and see if I get it slabbed and see what kind of grade it'll come back. My guess is this will come back. This is just my guess. It'll probably come back a 4.0, 4.5, my guess. So I would earmark this video about what I just said at the 11:22 mark, that Batman number 232 will probably come back at 4.0, 4.5 when things are said and done. So, you know, keep in mind. So those are what I got from up north. Decided to keep driving, and I was kind of like still in that mood because I got up early in the morning to come up north, just because you want to go to places where people aren't. And so I did. So what I did was I went a little further down to, you know, closer to San Francisco, and picked up another comic shop from, you know, books from another comic shop. Guardians of the Galaxy 42, I believe, is the full appearance of Fat Thor. First full appearance of Fat Thor, so found that. Also went through their long boxes, and like, if you guys remember one of my last videos, I was talking about I went to a shop when I found the first, actually a second Abomination for $24, and the guy was marking. He pulled it back and marked it up, expecting it to sell for a higher price. I believe it was like $40, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So what I did is I, you know, went through the long boxes over this other shop, and I found that, you know, Tales of Astonished number 91, and I got that one. That one was for $30, and I don't usually talk prices, but that one I got for $30, and it stayed that way. They didn't mark it up. I brought it to the register, and they rang it up, and it was fine. You know, this is a mid-grade book. It's, you know, it's in good shape, great shape actually, and it's not super clean, but it's in great shape. So yeah, I got that for about $30, and I was like, you know, all the shit you have to go through. You know, some people just need to just loosen up. You know. Also got that. Got the first appearance, you know, there. Oh yeah, as well. And I was like, hell yeah. You know, so not only I found the second appearance, but I also found the first appearance. I even got a date stamp right on that one right there. Pretty cool. So found you know, got that from there. Also decided that wasn't, believe it or not, that was, you know, that was not the biggest thing I found. In that same shop, found New Avengers number 27. Normally when I pick these up, you know, I'm not picking them up for, I'm trying not to pick these up at an expensive rate, especially now since the movie came out. But yeah, New Avengers 27, first Hawkeye as Ronin, you know, got that for a pretty cheap price. Also went through their dollar books. And the thing about this shop I love is, like, sometimes, you know, they like to change out their dollar books from time to time, put in new fresh stuff. Because I never saw these in here before, but this I saw in there and I had to pick it up, even though I already have a copy. It's Voodoo number 2. That is an Adam Hughes cover. Couldn't help it. Had to pick it up. Already have it. And in retrospect, I did overpay for it. But it's okay, though. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's good getting a second copy of that. But again, that was not the biggest thing I picked up in that shop. Especially for this one, I picked up for $1. Clean shape. Definitely going to get slabbed. But this one I picked up for $1. I don't even like talking about prices. I couldn't help it. So, flipping through the long boxes, and out I saw was this. Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel. Now, this book goes for a pretty hefty I wouldn't say a crazy price. Like, you can't pay your rent with this, but, you know, it goes for a pretty hefty price, you know, online. And I was pretty stoked to see that in a dollar bin, you know. So I was hoping, I was kept looking through it, hoping to find, like, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, and I couldn't. But I was like, number one, I'm fine with it. That's fine. I mean, it's like, I found this for $1. I shit you not. This is killing me. I mean, the corners are sharp. There's no spine problems here at all. And all on the corners are nice and sharp as a blade. I couldn't believe it. So, pretty stoked to see that. Get that for $1. And, yeah. I was walking out the door with a smile, you know, ear to ear. And I decided to go further. I went further because, you know, once I got back to the East Bay, I figured, you know what, I'm going to pass home and I'm going to go to another shop down in the South Bay. So, yeah, I did use a lot of gas, believe it or not. Let me see. Went to this one shop. It's kind of a mess of a shop. No offense to it. It's, trust me, this shop, you know, had to do a lot of digging, and there's a lot of comics all over the place. So, and they also do a lot of, you know, price lookups, which is, I think price lookups, looking up the price, you know, even if it's got a price tag on it, it's kind of lazy, you know, in my opinion. So, you know, but still, I got them for some of these for decent prices. So the shop I went to, found a Ghost Rider 26. I believe it's a future key. I got it. It escapes from me. Like the reason about this key, but I know Tim mentioned something about it. He's gonna beat me over the head and tell me what the hell the key is about this book, or soon to be key. So there's issue 26. Found that in there for cover. Found 3 copies of this. Howling Commando as a Shield, #1. That's the first appearance of Glyph. And like I said in the other videos about Howling Commando as a Shield, yeah, it's supposed to be like that character Glyph is supposed to be in I believe on a Hulu show. So really cool. Just finding these for, actually he charged me less than cover, and I was like, cool, that's fine. Just picked up 3 copies of that. Found Miles Morales Spider-Man #6 sitting on the wall. I don't usually go. I usually try to avoid getting weeklies, and so I had to grab this one just in case. I mean, it was already in the CBSI top 10 videos. So I figured, just for safety's sake, yeah, it's for cover. What the hell? Found this, and this book took me by surprise. I didn't expect to see this. Incredible Hulk 441, and I believe it's just the reason why this book is like a key in its own way is because it's pretty much a cover swipe of Pulp Fiction, you know. So it's pretty cool. You know, the guy had to look up the price on this one too. I was like, dude, just charge me cover, for crying out loud. But apparently he wouldn't. So, you know, I totally forgot about this one, and just to see it in there, it kind of caught my eye, and I had to grab it. So, yeah, if you guys see that in your LCSs or any comic shop in your area, pick it up. So, but yeah, this book is, I think this book goes for about 15 to 20 or something like that. You know, because that's what he was looking up for. He continued to look up stuff for me as well. He was so nice. So, I got these in the long boxes. As you can see, this has got a sticker. He still looked it up. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It was kind of one of those things that kind of really was irritating. Because I went to the guy. I mean, I didn't get irritated in front of him, but clearly my body language was almost showing it. And I was like, hey, buddy, look, you know, just point it at the sticker. Just, dude, look at the sticker. This is your guys doing. You guys did this. So he looked it up. He tried looking it up. And, you know, at some point, I guess he had no internet connection or whatever. And it was kind of like, you know, screw it. I'll just give it to you at the cover. And I was like, all right. And, you know, it was pretty cool to have that. I was like, I'm not a Scotty Young guy. Trust me, I'm not a crazy Scotty Young guy, but I know a key when I see one. And that's Avengers 684, the first Immortal Hulk. And I mean, look, despite who draws the cover, I had to pick it up. So there was that. So pick that up. God, this video is going a little long. Who am I, Mercenot? Jesus. Went to another shop the day later. Decided to, you know, fill up on my Spider-Man collection because I'm getting closer, guys. I'm getting closer. So I was going through this stuff over at this shop over in the South Bay, Heroes Comics. They do great stuff, man. If you guys are in the area, check out Heroes Comics over in Campbell, California. They got some really good books. Found in their found this in their long box. Green Lantern number 50, first Parallax, if I believe. But it's not only that; it's the fact that if you look down below, it's a DC Universe logo. So those things are pretty hard to find. It's got 1 or 2 spine ticks. I got that one for half off, you know, and off the price, which was like $1.50. So it was pretty cool to get that. Going through some of the Wonder Womans, because I was kind of like just flipping through books. Found Wonder Woman 19. That's the first full appearance of Circe. So that was pretty good for half price. And I always feel obligated to buy this cover. I always feel obligated to buy this cover, you know, no matter how many copies I have and stuff, but I had to get it. Wonder Woman 72. That's a clean copy. I think this is my 3rd copy. There's always, I think we all have that one issue or a couple issues of comics that we all want to pick up multiple copies of just for the hell of it. This is a beautiful Brian Boland cover, and, you know, as soon as I saw that in the long box, I had to pick it up. Also, this one I was talking to the owner about, and he's a really cool guy. Alan's a really cool guy. I've had to pick this one up because it fills my collection. Amazing Spider-Man 17. Well, it doesn't fill my collection. I mean, it goes into my collection. Guest starring a Human Torch. Probably use a press. Got some tape pull on the bottom here, but it's okay. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get this one pressed and slabbed just to preserve it. But yeah, I'm getting closer now. I think I'm missing like less than 5 issues to finish up the Volume 1 Amazing Spider-Man run. So got that. Went through some of his other books, and he gave me a pretty good price on this one. Got that. Uncanny X-Men 266, first full appearance of Gambit. Had to pick that one up because I think I needed to upgrade my copy. So yeah, I would say that's it, guys. But I still got a few things I picked up from the comic shop today, actually. And where are they? Yeah, one last book. Just one last book. Because I got stuff to do. I'm sure you got stuff to do. But, yeah. I was going to my LCS today, and I was kind of like, just looking around. And I guess one of my buddies came by and bought a bunch of Spider-Mans from, I guess, a collection that came in recently. So I was like, he beat me to it. I was like, you son of a... Yeah, so happy for him. But one thing I saw sitting up on the wall, and it was also from something that came in recently, was that. It was Incredible Hulk 340. McFarlane cover. I guess an iconic cover, you could say. And this is my 3rd copy, so I'm pretty stoked to get this. So I couldn't help it. I had to pick that up. I picked up a couple weeklies, which I said I wasn't going to do, but one of the things I saw sitting there on the wall is that copy of Incredible Hulk. So, you know, I had to pick it up, and it's a pretty decent copy, actually. I think it could come back a 9.4, 9.6. It's got one little spine tick by the claw by Bob Wycheck's name there. But, yeah, pretty stoked to have that, you know, in the collection now. Well, the 3rd copy, but like I said, it goes back to those multiple copies. You know, it's something you always want multiple copies of in your collection. For me, it's been like the Incredible Hulk 340, Catwoman 51. Probably nowadays, it's probably Batgirl 23 for me also. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all I picked up from last week up till now. You know the deal, guys. Give this thing a thumbs up. You know, thumbs up in the video. Comment down below. Also, subscribe if you haven't. And other than that, I'll talk to you guys probably after next week. I mean, I'm probably going to hit up some weekend shops, you know, like, or a comic shop or whatever, and go from there. Talk to you later. Peace.